Well, I'm not sure why it says this event started 12 minutes ago, but I'm here now. And can anybody see me and hear me? Okay. So apparently, we've been live for 13 minutes. I don't know why, but I didn't turn on my audio and video to just a minute ago. And all right. Holy cow. Having a glasses problem here. Just hang on. All right. Okay, so I had a whole bunch of problems like life usually throws at you. And I'm going to try to pull this off, but it's not actually the presentation that I wanted to give you in total. But here we go anyways. So we're going to discuss how to build a massive email list with social media. And then, of course, to do that, we have to build opt-in funnels. We have to build the kind of setups and systems that capture emails and put them in your autoresponder or put them into some place that you can use email after to message those people. All right. So like anything, we have to start with a step. And so can anybody guess what the first step of this process is? Where are you?
Not in yet.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just in a minute and then you can set me up.
Okay, so Eamon says capture page. Any other thoughts? We're going to build a list. See, and everybody, they talk about things in a very particular way. And like most people, when they're giving you an explanation, most of these steps have lots of details. But like most people, when they're giving you an explanation, they give you the cookie cutter answer and they miss some really crucial things. So decide what you're going to sell, says Dale says after having your page ready. What do you mean by that, Dale? Promote after having your page ready. Okay. Building relationships is very important, but for this example, we're going to pretend all the people that are going to come to our pages are cold, which means they don't know us, okay? So what we're trying to accomplish there is we're trying to get them to sign up to our email list. And then, of course, we can build those relationships. So the first step of this process is to get focused. Okay, everybody wants to go right to building pages, offering people things, but if you don't know where you're going on your journey, how the hell are you going to get there? Okay, if you're an airplane captain or a ship captain, and you got to go from the coast of one continent to another, if you don't plan your journey and your course, what's the chance that you're ever going to get there? See, everybody wants sales, but they don't want to do any of the stuff in the middle. So they have an idea that they want money, and then they want to get the money, and then they don't know why they don't get the money. Okay? So the second step of this, in the getting focused portion, okay? You know, before you start building a list, wouldn't it be logical that you ask yourself, how many subscribers do you want? Okay? So what I find is helpful is you may say, I want a list with 1 million subscribers. Awesome. Awesome goal. I mean, you would do very well financially if you could achieve that goal, and I believe that you can. However, I'm also one of these people that believes that if you set a goal that's easily attainable, okay? Like I want a list of 500 subscribers, or I want a list of 1,000 subscribers. If I set a goal that is guaranteed that I can reach it, and then I go out and I do the things that I have to do to reach it, something magical happens. You reach the goal, and then you have faith in the process. And now when you set your sights on a much higher goal, so let's say you did 1,000, and your next goal in your mind is, I am going to make a list of 50,000. I think by picking a smaller goal first, what happens in your mind is you don't have any doubt. You don't have any doubt now that you can make it to 50,000 because you followed a simple set of steps. You were able to reach 500, or you were able to reach 1,000 exactly like you thought you would. So now when you're aiming big, you don't have doubt. Doubt is what really kills us in our business, right? We want to shoot for the stars, and the little voice in our head says, oh, no, 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 no. You can't do that. So start with a goal. And like I said, there's 2 rules of thumb. Some people say aim high right off the bat, and some people are really able to do that and push doubt out of the way and get to that goal. Myself personally, every time I'm in uncharted waters, I have to set a goal that is really, really simple to reach. And then the minute I reach it, I've proven to myself. I can have faith now in the process, and I can aim big because I've proved to myself that it works. But you want to set a goal for subscribers. How many do you want? You're going to build a list, give a number to that list, okay? The next thing is, we are in business to make money. So if we're getting focused, right? If we're getting the right mindset, we have to say to ourselves, like, when are these people going to buy from me? You're going to build a list. What's the next thing? So I'll tell you what I used to do for the longest time. I'd come up with an idea, and I would do a lead magnet or whatever, and I'd have no real plan after that. And I'd send them some more free information, and I would do this and I would do that, and I basically blew up most of the lists that I made that way because I didn't have my objective. Like, just like I said, if I'm the captain of the ship and I don't know where I'm going, like, what am I going to do? Just going to roam the open seas forever? Well, no. So now I know how many subscribers I want, and now I know when do I want these people to start buying from me, okay? So let's clarify that question. That doesn't mean you're going to get the result you want, okay? But you've planned in your funnel when they're going to see the first promotion, all right? And then the last one for the getting focused and the mindset is, how much money and time are you going to spend on your list? Like, this is important for you to say, well, I don't know how much time I have, and I'm not really sure how much money I have. Well, that's not the answer that you need, okay? If you have $1,000 to spend on your list and you write it down and that's what you're going to spend, great. If you have $0 to spend and you know that that's a fact, then write it down. I got $0 to spend. You got 25, you got 50, you got 150 to build the list. That list that you said that you wanted 500 subscribers or 1,000 or 5,000. How much money or time are you going to spend to do it? The answer is right for you no matter what you put down. Okay? So let's go back really quickly. You're going to get focused. You're going to write these down on a piece of paper. How many subscribers? Write it down. Okay? Commit to that. That's your commitment to yourself. When are these people going to start buying from me? You're going to get a subscriber. You're going to put them through a thing. Does that mean, are you going to send them a bunch of messages and then ask them to buy? Are you going to ask them to buy from you right away? What are you going to do? Put that down. You can change it, right? Pick what that's going to be. Even if I gave you a piece of information 30 minutes from now, and you say, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to change that answer. That's okay. Change it. And then you have to say to yourself, how much time? Do not be vague. Okay? Do not say how much time per week. Okay? Because what ends up happening is you're on Monday and you know, you have a crazy day like I had today and a whole bunch of stuff didn't get done. And then I say, okay, that's okay. I'll do it tomorrow because I said I was going to do so much for the whole week. And next thing you know, it's Friday or Saturday, you've done nothing. That's just the way it works. I heard a saying that I never heard before the other day, and it I wish I would have heard it years ago because it's one of those simple things that got me, and you'll hear me say it, I'm sure 1,000 times. Later means never. Okay? But for me, that's 100% true. If I say I'm going to do it later, that means it gets lost, gets filed under G for garbage, and I never seem to ever get back to it. So later means never. So how much time are you going to spend today, tomorrow? How much time? Is that you got half an hour? Then do not disappoint yourself. Spend the half an hour today building the list. Are you going to invest some money to build your list? Then you find the right things that you need to do it, and you get going, okay? All right, so step 2. Now that we know our mindset, now that we know exactly where our ship is headed, what's the next step? Anybody got an idea what the next step after that? Okay, I changed your status. All right. Well, that is so cool because the very first answer was the right one. So Angel says massive action. So we have our plan, right? We're going to jump in our ship and we're going to head out to our destination. But if we don't put it in gear and go, we're never, ever going to leave the dock. Okay? So yes, we have to do a bunch of things, right? You have to do a bunch of things to get going in the right direction. But you first you have to take action, even if that's just making a decision that you're going to start today or you're going to do the next step. So this is the thing. This is the thing that I used to always be amazed at how many really dumb people I met in my life that were so far ahead of the game that I was playing, and I just couldn't get what they wanted. And one thing that I noticed about them, they got up in the morning and they systematically did the next thing on their list, no arguing in their mind about it. They just took all the actions. And I never did that for most of my life with any consistency. And I never built any momentum, and I never got where they got. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody here is challenged mentally or anything. I'm just saying that one step in front of the other consistently, and wow, my tongue didn't want to work. If you take consistent action, even baby steps, day after day after day, you will achieve your goals. It's impossible not to. But the action part is what gets most of us. We get caught up in the world of excuses, or we'll do it tomorrow, right? Later means never. All right. Okay, so we're going to take some action. We're going to get focused. We're going to take some action. Now, step number 3. Remember, we're building a funnel to build a list. So we know how many people, we know what we know how we want to monetize them. We know how much time and resources we're going to put into this. And we decided I'm going to take action starting like right now. What's the next thing that I got to do? So Eamon said the last time, build your funnel. So yes, we're going to start building your funnel, but what's the first, what would be the first task of the actual building part? Find subscribers, bait the hook. Okay, Greg's got it, but I just want to back up for a second, because in the chat, Dale says, just show up, work every day, no matter what results you get on any particular day, because if you do the right things long enough, you'll succeed sooner or later. One of the biggest reasons why that's correct is because every time you take action, you learn something. And if you talk to anybody who has success, they'll tell you that their action did not produce the desired result the majority of the time. But the cool part is they always got a result, right? You always get a result. So if I'm trying to do this and I didn't get any money out of it, my goal was to build a list of 500 subscribers, and I followed these steps and I didn't get the 500 subscribers. Well, I learned how not to do it. Okay, as strange as that sounds, that's part of the learning process. If you don't do it, you won't learn it. You've heard me say probably in past webinars that I don't recommend paid media for people at the beginning. Like, I don't recommend solo ads and paying for advertising right off the bat if your budget is very limited. Because when you succeed, you don't know why. And when you don't get the results you want, you don't know why. And only by doing these things over and over and over do you start getting little pieces of the puzzle. And then all of a sudden you say, oh, now I know why that didn't work. I tried this and I tried this and I tried this. And because you tried so many, you start to realize this is something that you cannot even explain how come it is. But that experience seeps in. And all of a sudden you realize you knew why something worked, and you realize why something did not work. That combined experience teaches you that. And we're going to go out on most days and not get the desired result. But we got a result, meaning that we're closer to the one that we want. Okay? I thought it was really important to go through that. Okay, so Greg said bait the hook. So step number 3 in the funnel process is an awesome freebie. If you're going to bait the hook, as he said, and you're going to get people you're going to give them an ethical bribe so that they sign up to your email list, you have to know what that awesome freebie is, right? So you have to get one. You have to make one, buy one, borrow one, however you're going to be, however that's going to happen. So I want to talk about that because we all know in the Instant Reseller Club that I provide many. And if we get time today, I'm going to describe another system that we're going to be bringing in here that you're going to be able to give away that's mind-blowing. It should dramatically help you build your list. So we want an awesome freebie, and the key word here is awesome. All right. Now, what makes it awesome? Like, we're all different people, right? What our perception of things is uniquely different. That's what makes us all so interesting to each other, because we don't think exactly like each other. So if I say an awesome freebie, what makes it awesome? Because if you don't have those ingredients, you'll be giving away the wrong freebie. Okay, so Eamon, you say value. What do you mean by that? So what makes your lead magnet or your freebie awesome? Okay, so worth or value can mean all kinds of things. Definitely, Sherry. Something they need, not something they want, something they need. It's tough to know what people want all the time, but it's easy by listening to what people say on social media, and I study other marketers. I don't have to do a lot of research if I study the top marketers and see what they're offering people. It's my cheat, you know. I know they've tested the hell out of some of these ideas, and they're offering this particular tool or sorry, I'm just getting there. Okay. I do a lot of things like that. I look at the people that are ahead of me in the journey, and I know that they're making millions of dollars, and I see what they're giving away, right? Because they've tested that. They've tested it and tested it and testing. And testing's awesome. But if you get 50 visitors, how are you going to test nothing? Like, you know, when they're driving 10,000 visitors a day, they can test. So I skip the testing process. In most cases, I do test some stuff because I'll show you that in a minute, but they let me know what's valuable. Okay. Okay, so the first thing is what I was just talking about, demand. How do I know what's in demand? What are the people making the most money online selling? Okay, why did I give a capture page system away? Because there's hundreds of companies, not one or two, hundreds of companies doing it. Okay, ClickFunnels, okay, it's the most costly capture page system out there. It's a very good one. I was listening to Russell Brunson the other day. They made their first $1 million within a month with ClickFunnels. $1 million selling capture pages. So what did that tell me? That told me the demand was huge. So there's all kinds of things between free and ClickFunnels, which I think their low end is $100 and their high end is $300 per month. they had $1 million a month coming in. That shows me demand. Okay, there's lots of companies out there that charge from, there's lots of them that I know that have $30, $50, $70, $100 a month, and they have thousands of members. So demand. So I just look at the market and I see the demand. And if I'm going to give something away, I try my best to make sure it's in high demand, because then I don't have to wonder about the results, right? If I'm giving it away for free and somebody else is trying to sell it, I win, right? The next one is, can they apply it quickly? So if we give them a software tool and the learning curve is 2 weeks, then even if they didn't know that, they won't use it, right? If they know that they have to watch 24 videos to apply it, if they know that there is 12 steps to it, even if it's really valuable, people will say no. One of the cool things I learned about six months ago or so is I always thought that like video courses would have a very, very high demand and a perceived value. But when these guys are the ones who pay for leads, right? They don't do any viral contests. They just pay for the lead, right? Facebook, Google, whatever. So what they do is they teach not to give these kind of things. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to give you a 12-part video course. The value is probably $50. And what they're saying is the conversion rates are a lot lower because it's not easily consumable. The person subconsciously thinks, okay, 12 videos, it's going to take me 3 or 4 hours. I don't have that time. They say no. So they may still convert at 25 or 30%, but when you're paying for ads, these guys want to convert at 50, 60, 70, 80%. So they make these little cheat sheets and they design their campaigns so that they're telling people, learn this skill in 5 minutes. Okay, so whatever that skill is, they're going to give you a cheat sheet, and in 5 minutes later, you're going to be doing it. So the opt-in rate for that is very high. You can't take that example and have other people promote for you. Our model is based on, I'll give you this $200 tool, you bring me 10 more people. Okay? So, but if you spend any money, these people make the simplest 15 words on their capture pages. They convert at 80%. It's not fancy, but that's exactly how they do it. And then the last thing that gives it real value is the actual retail value. Okay? So if you're giving away something that somebody really doesn't know the value, and you say, this $97 ebook, okay, people don't buy that bullshit anymore. But when I tell you that I'm giving you away a capture page system that costs $212, even people that are brand new in marketing, they know that that's the fact, okay? That's the fact because capture page systems cost a lot of money, usually $30 or above monthly, okay? All right. Step number 4 is the landing page itself. So this is when you have to decide, like, where's it hosted? Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean, do you have your own platform? Okay, so those of you who haven't seen it yet, inside the club, and we're going to show you a little bit about it, I'm going to show you the best lead conversion, lead system and conversion system I think that's out there. And that means I host it. Okay, it's my system. I do whatever I want with that system. It's not on ClickFunnels, or it's not on Lead Pages, or one of these things. It's on my system. Because you know what? I work hard to get 100 or 200 clicks to come to my website. I want it to come to my website, not a landing page that's promoting somebody else's product. Okay? They use these other funnel systems because they drive thousands and thousands of people from paid media, and the bounce rate would kill their website. That's why they use landing pages on somebody else's site versus their own website. I know that's a little complex there, but so you have to decide, are you using somebody else's site? So in this example, we could say, are you using the free hosting platform that came with the Instant Builder, the Instant Reseller Club, right? Are you going to use something like that? Or are you going to use your own website? Okay? And then what platform are you using? So if you're hosting it, there's all kinds of platforms, right? There's all kinds of these builders, and I'm going to talk about Thrive a bunch today, just because it does ridiculously high-end stuff that somebody who's brand new can do. And that's what you need. You need the appearance of a very high-end professional image, even if you're new, right? You need to develop that authority. And when you're putting out stuff like that, and they're coming to, you know, yourname.com, and they're seeing your landing pages and your freebies, they think, wow, man, they really know what they're doing. Okay, and we put a system together that you can get access to it for $10. Okay, like no kidding. You hear me say all the time that your success is my commitment, and I'm a big believer that you can't make money if you don't have your own platform. Cost is a huge issue, so most people cannot afford their own website. $600 to $1,000 to spend on a website when you're new, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But when you can get started for $10 and have your name, your brand, so that you're not driving traffic to anybody else, right? So what I'm going to teach you tonight is, even with the Instant Reseller Club, it's important to drive traffic to you. Take that lead, get it to your website, okay? Get them to sign up through this process we're talking about right here. And then once you have them, you can funnel them anywhere you want. You can send them to your primary opportunity. You can have them sign up for some more freebies at the Instant Reseller Club, right? You can move them wherever you need them, but guess what? They're yours. They're yours, 100% yours, and you are promoting you. You probably heard me say this a couple times in the past, but the biggest reason you need your own platform is, who knows what you're going to be promoting 5 years from now, but you're still going to be you. You could be in a really great business, and through no fault of your own, they go out of business. If you spent 5 years sending all the traffic to that business, and now you're starting a brand new business, all the traffic you sent there is gone forever. But if you sent it to you first, then you reaped all the benefit, and then it does not matter if you decide to change a company, or if the company goes under for some reason. You have that asset, and that's the list. All of the people have been earned by you from your own platform. Okay, so capture pages are necessary. I just think we should be doing it on our own. Okay, so the landing page, I'm going to show you a little bit about that after, but you need to know, like, who's hosting it. Are you buying ClickFunnels? Are you using the freebie? Are you gonna have it on your own domain.com, like I said, yourname.com? And then what platform? So in this particular example, I'm going to show you how cool the Thrive system is. Okay, Thrive, to go and buy it online is $19 a month, $240 a year. It's worth every penny. But like most things, I have the agency rights to it. So I can set you up with your own site with Thrive and a whole bunch of other goodies for $10, okay? Because you need it. You need to have that to do well, and I'm going to give it to you at a price that anybody can say, thanks, okay? All right, so do landing pages. Step 5, getting targeted traffic. Now, we are not going to talk about that today. Why? Because this is such a vast topic, we're going to have separate webinars about every time we have a strategy, we're going to have a webinar about it. So last week we talked about safe lists, right? So we just dipped our toe into the pond to discuss what safe lists were about, whether they had any value, and then we're going to follow up with some more training to be more exact, and then those who want to do it, like I said, we're going to give everybody just a whack of free credits. So when they're ready to go, one of the things that I wanted to do first is I hired a virtual assistant to test it out. I brought some people on last week that are making a bunch of money, but I hired a virtual assistant to do all the things I know that are necessary to get the leads, so that when she's done all of these things for me, over the next week, I can come back to you and I can say, here's the results she got, this is how much time it took. And then you can say, okay, if you want to do that, then you'll be able to follow the step-by-step process using safe lists, but I'm going to let you know how well we did, and we're not going to be spending any money on this process. I'm going to show you how to do it for free, and I'm going to show you, most importantly, the time it takes to do it. So before we start handing out credits, I figured I would do you a favor and let you know those results first, so you can make a decision whether you wanted to jump into that pool or not, okay? But traffic, we can talk about social media, and we can split that up into about 20 different segments and have an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours on each one. I mean, just on Facebook, we'll probably have about 10 webinars, okay? So that's why we're not going to talk about that in detail tonight. Step 6, conversions. So what I mean by that is, when you put an offer out there, how well does it convert? Well, we know that the higher the perceived value, the better it converts. The better the traffic source you got it from, the better it converts. So if you're in a place where people are more serious about their business, right? Like, are they working their business? Are they playing Farmville? You know, if you're in a place that they're more serious, you're going to convert higher. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is what dramatically affects conversions, and not too many people talk about this. So when I say your message has to be congruent, so I'm talking about you post something on Facebook, and then somebody clicks on it and they go to your landing page. What do I mean to be congruent? Anybody have any ideas? Can you explain that a little bit more detail, Greg? Okay, so Greg and Phil are exactly on the message. I'll give you an example. When I first got involved in business, I knew how to get people to click things, right? I could sell the sizzle. All right. So I got this really corny website that I built myself because I was broke, but hosting was all I could pay for. And I mean, man, it was corny looking. So I'd post on Facebook because I had this Facebook auto poster. I'd post on Facebook. In my very first month in business, I got 20,000 people to my website. Like I was totally blown away at the visitors I got to my website. The conversions, because I wasn't even getting them to sign up. I was just sending them to a sales page. And my conversions were so low, like I can laugh about it now, but my conversions were less than 1/10 of 1%. Okay? So, like out of 20,000 visitors, I hardly made any money. And I'm like, how come people are clicking? How come they're not buying? So, for example, I would say something like, advertise free on Facebook. So people would click it because they wanted to know how to advertise free on Facebook. And they would come to my landing page, and my landing page was a software that allowed them to post free ads on Facebook, but the software cost money. So my message was not congruent. Advertise for free, but come over here, it's going to cost you a little bit. You know, those are not the same messages. So the product was cool enough that I did make some money. But the majority, like I said, I only converted at 1/10, less than 1/10 of 1% of all the people that I brought there. It was so embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like when I figured those numbers out, I would never, like, you know, years later, I can laugh at that now because I can drive somebody anywhere and I'll always be in that 3 to 7% conversion rate like professional marketers do, right? So congruent means that if you say you're going to give them a free capture page system and they click on that on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, the very next thing that they see is get your free capture page system here, the exact message. It has to be 100% congruent. If you try, even if you're trying in that step to explain something to them and you have a little bit too much words, that confuses people. They forget the message they clicked on, and now they're here trying to figure out what does that have to do with this, and it will dramatically affect how many people put their name and their email address in there. So whatever you say on the first message, which would be your ad, right? Whether that's a free post on social media or an ad that you paid for, the landing page needs to say the exact same thing. Sometimes identically. All you've done is just asking them for their email address so you can get them to the next step. This is crucial. There's 100 things or 1,000 things that can affect the conversion rate. But this is the number one thing, the most important thing that you need to start. Okay, make sure whatever you're saying in your post, when they go to the page you created, that they're seeing the exact same message. All right. Yeah, so Bruce just went a step further. There's lots of science behind what Bruce just typed in the box there. But if you had a color scheme on your ad, okay, you did a couple shades of blue on your ad, don't send them to a red and orange landing page. That will mess up their mind. Like it's like a pattern interrupt. Okay, like you had them thinking in one area, and even though your words are the same, make sure everything's congruent. So the language is important. That's the point that I stressed. But Bruce makes an excellent point. Make the ad that they clicked and the landing page look the same. Okay? All right, so we talked about it, but this is exactly what we just said over. Capture page must have identical message to your ad. Colors, images, words, Okay? You can have a little bit more detail on your capture page than your ad. But like I said, you might have some bullet points underneath. You might have a video playing some more detail. All right. So you've got an awesome freebie. Okay, let's back right up. You planned your goals. You know how many subscribers you want. You know when you want to message them to ask them for money. You know how much time and money you're going to spend, right? You got in the game and you started taking some action right away. So that means you picked your platform and your profile that you're going to make your capture pages with, and you got your freebie. First you picked out your freebie, then you put together a landing page with that freebie on it, and you drove some traffic to it. Now we're going to go through this in step by step. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute so you can visualize it better. But now you're at the end, and we're at the last step. Okay? And actually the second last step. I call this step nurture your list. So I'll tell you the thing that was really hard for me is I didn't know anything about this list business. What was I supposed to do once I had some people? So all of a sudden, boom, I get 50 people or get 150 people, and what do I send them? How should I talk to them? I get caught up in all that stuff. And again, this is a huge topic. So I'm going to just discuss some very, very basic things here. Make notes, write it down, because when you decide to do something, it's better to do something than nothing. Because most of the things I did, I said, okay, I'll get to that later. Later was never, right? And then all of a sudden, it'd been 30 days since I put somebody on my list. Then I'd mail them, and they'd say, who the hell are you? They would either unsubscribe or not open the email. Okay? So out of the first 8,000 people that I generated myself, I had to throw 5,000 in the garbage. That's enough to make somebody cry. 5,000 unresponsive people because I did not nurture that list right from the beginning. That doesn't mean be perfect. That doesn't mean, but right off the bat, if you met somebody, they better get an email from you that day they opt in. Okay? We're going to talk about that in detail. So two things you want to do, and in another webinar, I'm going to show you exactly how this is done, but you should actually almost send them two at one time. One is all about you and why you're different, and why it's called the welcome email or the welcome process. And then the other one that they should be getting basically at the same time is the download information to what you just gave them, right? And that can start you out with a process to sell. So how do you nurture your list? So what I'm showing you here is something that I believed in for the longest time. And I'm not saying it's wrong, so don't get me wrong, but value, offer. Give them value, give them value, give them value, send them an offer. So that would mean send them an email with the download, right? Message them the next day and say, hey, the next couple of days is going to be like Christmas. Send them another freebie, a little bit more information about yourself. Then, maybe you're sending them another freebie. Now, a freebie, could it be another software? Could it be another free resource? Could it be a video on something that really helped you? Anything that has high offer. Don't send them something just because, right? You want this kind of be congruent. If you gave them a capture page system, maybe the second video would be showing how you use the capture page system. That has value. You just gave them one for free, right? Well, show them you using it, right? Very shortly, I'm going to have some videos in a series for that exact purpose. And if you don't want to make the video yourself, you can use mine. Right? So value, 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 offer. This is how lots of really, really, really successful marketers do it. Or value plus offer. And this is the way that I'm mostly going to choose to do it from now on. So, for example, right now, we're in the beta test for the website program, right? People get a website for 10 bucks. So when they sign up to the Instant Reseller Club, two things happen. They get an email from me that welcomes them to the club, tells them a little bit about me and what they can expect from me, right? I'm asking them to white label my email. I'm telling them that I put out a newsletter once a week about the latest and the greatest or whatever. Tell them a little bit about that. And then I give them like a cliffhanger. Another way to give value is to give a little cliffhanger. Like I ask a question in my email. My question is basically asking them if they know the number one thing that wipes most people out in business. And then I say, I bet you don't know what it is. And then I say, I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay? Because when they get the email tomorrow, I want them to open my email. Well, you know, when you make a headline, what's the headline's biggest benefit? To get you to read the email. And then when you make your opening paragraph in your email, every sentence is designed to get you to read the next sentence. And I don't mean you have to be a copywriting expert, but you have to have a plan. I don't care if the email is 3 sentences or 33 sentences. This sentence leads to this sentence for a reason. If there is no reason, don't put that sentence there. You know, does that make sense to you? Your email needs to be as long as it needs to be. So you have to put whatever is important in there. And if it doesn't need to be there, don't put it. So when I'm writing an email just to introduce myself, my goal is what? I wanted them to whitelist my email. I wanted them to understand why I'm different than all the other people they're getting emails from. And I wanted to give them a cliffhanger so they open my email tomorrow. At the same time, I send them the download email because they just joined the Instant Reseller Club. Even though they go to the inside the club and they log in and they see exactly how to go, I send them an email with those exact same instructions. But guess what? In that first email with their instructions, I say, hey, by the way, I also wanted to know if you've seen this. So on the very first day, I've given them an offer. I've given them tremendous value, but they're getting an offer right away. Because in the sales process, the best time to sell somebody something is right away. When people join you, you will sell them more stuff in the first 30 days than at any other time. So why would you waste that time? You shouldn't. But so long as you can give value. So I'm going to give you another example. I just got to set it up here. I got to go to my website and find it first.
I sent you a message.
You sent me a message? Sorry, here. Okay. All right. I got to go in here and I got to do the screen share thing. Okay, so here's an example. I would email my list Legally advertise on high authority sites for free. Okay? So this article and in this video, I show them a bunch of ways to take advantage of other people's stuff on the internet so that they can make money. So for example, I show them about authority jacking and page jacking and how to use parasite pages. So what's a parasite page? A parasite page is like Facebook. It has tremendous authority. So if you get the right keywords on your fan page, you can actually get your fan page on the front page of Google relatively easily. Okay, I'm not talking about in the highest competition niches, but you can get it there for something that has 2,000 searches a month, right? You're borrowing the authority of Facebook, the second most powerful website on the planet behind Google, right? So I tell them, I show them how to do that. They don't have to buy nothing, right? But guess what? There's traffic takeover right in here, right? I talk to them about content curation. I show them how to make a blog article using everybody else's content that's totally legal. Google loves it. So I show them how to curate content, borrow the audience of other people, and get traffic to your website. I show them how to do that. Oh, there's my traffic takeover offer again. So I'm selling to them, just not directly in the email. I'm bringing them to my property. This is mine. I can do whatever I want with it. So if I'm going to create an article, or if I'm going to create a video, I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to miss the opportunity to sell something. I'm in business to sell things. I can't make any money if I don't. And this is a very soft way. People know exactly what I'm doing. There's traffic takeover again. There's the Instant Reseller Club right in the middle of my blog article. There it is. Now, those who only want the content are now not upset at me that I'm hammering them every day with something to buy. Buy, 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 buy. Well, they got good value from this article. And where did I get the information? Experience in other people. I mean, I'll show you how you can make a blog article in about 12 minutes that's actually really good. Stick a couple of photos and even somebody else's video, and you're done. You don't have to write it yourself. You know, you really can do that kind of stuff. But we didn't do this thing about blog articles. Okay? Now, that's what I mean about value plus offer. I can do the exact same thing in an email. I can tell them all about something in an email. I can give them the links to go get it. And in my email, I can have a PS. By the way, I'm blowing this out at 50% off for today only. Nobody's upset about that. I give them some other value. They may choose not to click on that link. Okay, so that's what I mean by nurturing your list. Make sure that you message them right away. Even if you choose to give them 3 freebies in a row and sell them nothing until the 4th email, make sure that you're messaging them something the day they subscribe to you. Absolutely mandatory. Even if you do it ass backwards and you make huge mistakes and your email sucked and they unsubscribed, guess what? You'll learn not to do that again. You send out an email and you got 10 subscribers one day and you send out an email and all 10 unsubscribe, you look at that email real carefully and decide never to write one like that again, right? At least you have learned. If you didn't make that email, even that crappy one, and it's 30 days later and nobody's engaging with you, you won't know if your emails are good or not. Okay? All right, so I'm going to just stop for a second. I know we're at the hour. I want to go and see if there's any questions before we go on, because I'm going to go into the site and I'm going to show you a couple things funnels, about how I build capture pages, and the different kinds that you can make and why they're important. So I'm just going to stand by here for 2 seconds, make sure there's no questions before I move on. You had a question for me?
Yeah, but stop sharing and check my message.
Okay. How come I can't click it, I wonder?
Right click.
Okay. All right. So, got that. I'm going to put that over here. All right. No questions? All right. So, I'll show you a couple things. When you have a really cool system, you can make all kinds of different pop-ups and lead magnets. So you can have something like this on your website, right? And when they click on it, then you can have a pop-up. Now we just put these together really, really fast to understand. So the ones I'm showing you here, they're all two-step pop-ups. And they're very, very simple to build. I'm going to show you this process in just a moment, okay? Why two-step? Because somebody wants this. They think they can click and download it, right? You can have a download button. They want it. It says download. So they decide that they want it. They click it. And now they have to opt in. But that's called a micro commitment. In your mind, you made the decision already that you want it. Now I'm asking you for your email after you've made that decision. Very few people will now decide that their email is so precious that they won't give it to you. Okay, now of course we made this fat, you know, whatever was in that ad would also be here, and some other small details, and they would put their name and their email and they would click it. So this particular example is they would opt in and they can get the download instantly. Okay, that's what some people do. I always recommend that the download come via your email, because then people don't put Mickey Mouse at Disney.com. You know what I mean? You want people to be, you want to keep people honest if you're going to give them some freebie. You know, the next example is on somebody's site like this. If you, here's the freebie here. Okay? So another example of a funnel is I have a nice big freebie on the site, see easily, okay? Social Spy, get it free. They can see it's a list building software. When they go instant access, they're going to go to a landing page. So it wasn't a pop-up. I like this method a lot because it makes somebody go to more than one page on my website. Okay? Why is that important? Because Google tracks what your visitors do. So if the visitor comes to your site and then they leave your website, that's called they measure the bounce rate. So if somebody comes to your site and they leave right away and they don't see any other pages, that's 100% bounce rate. They're bouncing away from you. And if everybody does that, then Google says, oh, nobody likes the content on that site. But if you make somebody go to a second page, now your bounce rate is 50%. And even really, really, really popular sites have a bounce rate of between 50 and 60%. So I like to use this method, right? And notice when they landed here, you know, when they landed here, they were looking at this, they decided to click on it, okay? And when they did, Oh, sorry. That was an exit pop-up. When they did, they got the same thing, the exact same thing. That congruency I told you about, right? I'm a big believer that if you are going to put lots of lead magnets on your site, right? Somebody wants that, boom. We have the pop-up this time, right? 1, 2, and then some things like this will, you know, you could have on your site to buy. All right, so this is okay. So now, which other one did you give me?
You have to exit this page to come to the screen filler.
Okay, so I'm going to give you another example of an exit pop-up. You can have an exit pop-up like you've seen on the last one that popped up that offered 100 free leads. Or what about when you exit and then all of a sudden we have the ability to put a full page, any other page, a full page. So this is a little bit different than that little pop-up. All of a sudden you have more room, you look more like a web page, but these pages are really, really, really simple to build. Now, gotta get out of here, sorry. All right, so I'm gonna go and I'm going to, first of all, I'll show you how to build like a landing page, okay? So I'm gonna add a new page. And this is, I'm working with this Thrive system now, okay? So I'm going to just put test for webinar so I know I can delete it after. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to press publish so that it's live. And then I'm going to click edit with this Thrive content builder. So now I'm staring at a blank page here, okay? And this content builder has, if you know anything about internet marketing or you follow all the things that people sell. People sell a product for testimonials. People sell a product for countdown timers. People sell a product for headline analysis. They sell a product for pricing tables, and they sell products to create custom images, custom buttons. They sell ones so you can put icons. They sell stuff for testimonials and calls to action and guarantee boxes. And there's all these software that are called plugins that everybody's always saying you need it, you need it, you need it, and they're all cool. But this one has them all, almost all. So for example, I'm just going to do, this is going to look funny, but I'm just going to do some funny things. If I wanted to make a testimonial right in the middle, if I wanted to make a testimonial, it gives me all these different styles, 9 different styles. So I'm going to pick style number 2 with the picture. I'm just going to drop it on the page. I can click here and I can put Buddy's picture in here. I can click here, I can change the words, and I can totally design this the way I want. You know, if I want to change these colors, all of that stuff. That's how easy it was for me to put a testimonial on my page. When it comes to having your own website, you need something that you can do whatever you have in your mind without any technical support, right? I want to, you know, I want to put a, I don't know what happened here. Okay, sorry. You know, I want to put a call to action. Same thing. You know, I decide which call to action I'm going to put. I grab it. I put it there. So this is something that I could have a title and some words. And there's my buy now button. Look how cool that was. right? I can easily edit that. I can edit the words. I can come over here. I can change the color of the words. I can change the color of these buttons. It takes you only a couple minutes to customize these things. I want to add social shares. You know, then we have the custom design ones as well, where I can come in here, I can change them, I can add different ones. But I mean, I just dragged and dropped them in there. Done. You know, these are the kind of things that are important when you're building any of the funnels that you're building. You need these kind of cool tools. You can put a countdown timer on your you can put a countdown timer on even your capture page, because you're going to tell somebody, you know, you're going to tell somebody, you know, on this capture page, so that's how fast it took me to put a countdown timer in here. Of course, I can, you know, I can change the color to match the color of my page. So this can go on a pop-up, this can go on a landing page, this can go in your blog article. You see them on mine all the time. If you want somebody to take action, give them a reason. Tell them in 3 days this will be gone forever. Tell them, you know, this Thrive system has the unique ability to bring somebody to a page, give them a scarcity offer like this, and it knows that they were there before. So what does that mean? That means when you email them later to come back to the page, if you told them they had 24 hours to act, and their 24 hours are up, it will close that offer and it won't give them access to that offer, because you told them that they had 2 hours or 7 hours or 24 hours or 3 days. And when you build a list and you're building funnels and you want somebody to take action, you have to be honest. If you say that it ends in 3 days, end it in 3 days. They may not believe you the first time, but I guarantee you they'll believe you the second time. Okay? Little things I just wanted to you know, we do pricing tables. You see, I want to do a 3-column pricing table. I just drop it in there. It's there. I just have to fill in the words and the price. Okay? I want to change the color. I don't like that color. I want to make it green. Right? I can make it any color I want, but this thing, you can put these elements into anything. A page. One of the things that I like the best is, now I'm not good at making pages from scratch. Okay, my mind doesn't work that way. I'm not artistic. I can't do it, right? Not my skill set. So I can go here and I can choose the page. This comes with, we counted 155. They're constantly adding them. But right now, between the default landing pages and the Thrive Cloud, there is 151 pages. So let's go over here, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to do a review of products. That's my landing page. I'm going to stick this into my funnel. I just click the button, and here I am. I got something that's professionally designed for me, right? Well, so there's the image there, okay? I'm going to change the image. So I can pick any of the images that I already have on my website, or I can upload them. Okay, so let's say this was the image. That's how fast I change the image that I want there. Then I just put in the words that I want to put in there. You know, I got this here and I don't want this to be an image. I want it to be I want it to be a video instead. Well, I drag the video there. I delete that. I'll just show you really quickly.
Hey everyone, Frank Anders here from Stop Struggling. Hey everyone, my name is Frank and
Okay. So I just grabbed the video from YouTube or any other place, and there it is. Like, how simple is that? I don't know how to design things nicely. I don't know anything about coding. I work with developers all the time, but I don't know how to do this stuff. But when you see the sales pages and all the things that you see that I'm sending you to, I'm building a lot of these things. They look very professional. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back, but I just copied them from somebody else. And this system lets me do that, right? A professionally designed review page, ready to go, boom, get this product now, right? How cool is that? So I don't like that page. I want to choose a different page. So again, I can go back here. You know, am I doing course content because I'm going to make some videos? Is it a download that I'm offering somebody? So like I said, we did a funnel, right? We give them oh, sorry, I'm in the cloud. Sorry, I got to go over here. What happened here?
Choose.
Okay, so sorry, I got confused there. If I made a capture page system and now I got to make a nice thank you page, right? I gotta send them to the thank you page to download the stuff that they want. Well, oh my God, I got to create another page. How the hell am I going to do that? Well, I can go here to a download page. I can click on there, and then they got, okay, look at, there's all kinds. So I don't know. I'll just pick this one, for example, and I'll load it. Nothing fancy, right? Thank you for signing up. Put some more words. Put the picture of whatever you offer them. Click here to download. Put your logo in the top corner. And then here you can put some unannounced bonuses so that they feel even better about signing up with you. Now, how long did that take? I'd have to grab an image. I'd have to put the link in here, right? So I click here, and then it says link settings, and I just paste the link in there. And now when they click that button, it's going to go to wherever the download is. Wherever I put it, or if you bought it from me, we give you the link and you put it in there. So I know I'm not going into the how to entice them so much for the funnels, but I want to show you that nobody builds these things because everybody says it's too tough. And guess what? It is, because even if you have an idea in your head, know exactly what to do, try to get the pages done. By the time you get a capture page done, and then you've got to find out that you need a thank you page and a download page, and like that's just for one sign up. It's enough to make you want to quit. But with this, it is so simple, so simple. Now in here, I want to go here. I want to go to the dashboard. We have in here Thrive leads. So this is the entire system. Oh, I must not have updated everything here. Great.
Go to my site, I guess.
Where? What I like about the Thrive system the most is that they break apart all of their trainings into real small things. So anyways, I'm going to go into an existing one just really quickly so you can see. And I'm going to edit it. So this was the basic. This was the basic state. What I like about Thrive is when we talk about funnels, see how this is the default state? I can actually make another page that talks to them about something else, okay? Like, for example, the video can be here, right? I can add a video, and so you see, everything's so drag and drop simple, like ridiculously simple. So imagine now I've asked them a question here. I'm going to take them through a process. So for example, if I want to sell them something, okay, but I don't know what they're interested to see most, I can have a video playing here, or it can just be words, okay? So would you say do you have a website? So the person says yes. If they say yes, then I'm going to send them to a place to talk to them about something to improve their website. If they said no, I'm going to send them to a place where they can buy a website. You see the difference? So this is the kind of thing that it has all of these. I can do that, or I can even have a different state. So it shows them. This is pretend this is our little video. Ask them whatever, the yes or no answers, and depending on what they do,
Click anywhere inside the black area because you just highlighted something by mistake.
what?
There's just refresh the page after saving. Something's happening.
I clicked too many things, she said. Told me to refresh the page because what I was trying to do. So there's a thing called an event manager. So I can click on here and I can add an event. You know, I can tell it to do. This thing is so simple to use, and once you understand a couple of the actions that it can do, Remember, I told it I could add a different state, meaning that if they click that button, okay, if they click here and it's a switch state, then it goes to the offer about the product for a website, but not a different page. Right here inside these little boxes, I can go from little box to little box to little box. I can take them through a cool little funnel instead of building entire pages. Like, I hope that I'm not getting too advanced here, but do you understand the power of they clicked on something and then you take them over here and then you get to decide which direction you're taking them next. These are just things that people never do because it's too flippin' hard to do. But you know how most people are, right? We're yes or no oriented. And it's hard to add, like in sales, they teach you to ask yes questions, right? So what do I mean by that? You ever have a salesperson say, they're trying to get a follow-up meeting and they say to you, would Monday or Tuesday be better, right? They didn't ask you, you know, could you have a meeting? They asked you if Monday or Tuesday was better. That's a yes. If you're going to build a funnel, then you need to give people yes answers. They came here. This sends them to a sales about a website product because they already have a website. They say no, then I'm going to send them to a place where they could buy a website. And of course, you can apply that to anything. If you're in the golf business and the person says that they're an intermediate golf player, well, you're not going to send them, you know, if are you a beginner or an intermediate? So they say intermediate, you're going to give them a product for an intermediate golfer. If they're a beginner, you're going to give them a product for a beginning golfer. You understand what I mean? Most people are just about sign up and I'm going to try to sell you this. Well, what if they don't need that? Give them a yes answer. Give them a way to go in the direction of something that they need, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, when I started, this was already made, okay? So when I started, there's templates for this, just like anything else, right? I can go in here and I can choose an opt-in template and look at them all. Like I don't have to make one for myself. They're all here. Remember the great big one that went right over the entire page? There it is. Okay, I don't like that one. Maybe I'm giving away a product, right? So this is a book, but I can easily go in here, change the image. I just needed a longer image in this particular case.
You can push the margins if you want. Just to center it.
You mean go here?
Yeah.
And then what?
On top, you can just push the margins to 50 or 100 just to center it.
Where? Which one?
Top margin.
Oh yeah, that's not what I meant. Anyways, you can easily center this, but you know, I don't like that one again. Remember, I'm not very creative. So I like to start with something that gives me, you know, the ability to do something cool. All right. From there, I can edit all of these things. Now, one of the things I said that we were going to talk about is how do you know how to say the right things? You know, how do you know how, you know, like you need a headline, right? We got Headline Creator Pro to help you with that. You got to say these couple things. Well, these couple things here, they may be all the difference to get that person to put their email in here. We know the design is easy now because we can go online. An example, pick a product. Let's do something that doesn't have to do with software or whatever it is. Just somebody shoot out a product and let me show you exactly how I would figure out the best way to create a capture page for it. So we're gonna like I said, name a freebie, but not one that's in the Instant Reseller Club. Name a freebie that you'd want to give away. Doesn't matter what it would be. Bowling balls. Okay, bowling balls it is. So the first thing I would do is I want to type in win a free bowling ball. And then I go to images. So then I start looking. You know, maybe this is not one that's gonna let me do it. But I certainly got all kinds of bowling ball images, right? So what I'm looking for is, does somebody else have a, you know, so join us for the big game, win free bowling for a year. So here's an example of the copywriting's all done for me here. So maybe you're doing this for a bowling alley, right? They're going to run a contest. You want people to sign up so this bowling alley can email them about, you know, I don't know, Wednesday's the slowest day. So now they got their list because everybody signed up to win a free year of bowling, and now they can do all kinds of promotions on Wednesday to get people in there. But I wouldn't start with ideas from my own head, because when graphically and writing is not my greatest skill. But I can come up with headlines that people click, and I can come up with offers that convert high. Why? I swipe them from the people who are highly skilled at doing this. You know?
Frederick says a sports app.
A sports app. Okay, so so again, I always, you can go, these are just articles, but I always go to images first. That's just what I do. So I'm not seeing anything here right off the bat.
Oh, maybe say free sports app, so you might get some more. Oh, you did.
Now you gotta, you know, obviously this one here, and I go and I look, you know. If I don't find what I'm looking for, I try another keyword. So here's something that's sports wise right off the bat. Game day giveaway, right? I would save that. I would put it aside. Then I would keep looking. I would keep looking for something that's giveaway related, sports related, and I would mesh them together. This is a game day giveaway. This is enough. This is enough. Like, this might not be particularly good because it's talking about an exact game, but it gives me an idea. And then people, when they click on that, I could be giving away my free sports app. You know, I'm used to giving away software. So, you know, I would type in you know, and I look now in the software giveaways, it's mostly the big malware people and stuff like that. But this is how I go about it, you know. You know, I look at stuff like this. With our system, I can recreate this. You know, if I liked this, if I thought this was a good design, I can recreate that. Let me get another example. Okay, so here you go. This is something that's easily to recreate with this. If I like this, for example, it's easy to put this in here in the background. It's easy to put our thing on a full page thing here. This is just a great big button. It's not hard to reproduce these. So I try not to reproduce them. If I like this, great. This is the background, and this is just a box. And with my Thrive lead system, I can make that fairly easily. Now, let me go back here.
Everyone.
Sorry, I got it. So my background image, what did we have? Palm trees. Does it let me use the URL? Yes, eh?
No.
I'll see.
Oh, that's
Okay, that's how fast I put an image behind my thing. To learn how to do this, like, you know, okay, now this is, you got, you know, this obviously you'd want to go and change it to white so people could see it. You might want to bold it. You do the same thing. You know what I mean? You change this image to whatever you're selling. You can copy almost anything out there very easily. I wanted to have a better presentation to show you some very specific examples. And like I said, some of the work I prepared kind of got toasted. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop, and I'm just going to let you know. Okay, so here.
Everyone, my name is.
All right, so we're offering 100 of these. Okay. You're never going to get an offer like this ever again. If you don't have a website, you absolutely need a website. Listen to this video. Go to the bottom here. Shows you all the things you get. You just click get the website. Okay? Then it's going to take you to a hosting page. You need to use our hosting so that we can maintain it and manage it for you. This website is your website, okay, to promote whatever you want. This has nothing to do with the Instant Reseller Club. It also comes preloaded with all the products of the Instant Reseller Club, okay? All the websites will actually be inside your website. So if you are a reseller or when you become a reseller, that you'll be able to sell each and every product from directly inside your club. We're talking about thousands of dollars for $10. So why did I do that? Because it's the single biggest tool that you need for your business. This is not a money-making proposition for us. This is not something that I wanted to do. But if I'm serious about being committed to your success, I had to give you a way to get the most important tool out there. Okay? And that's a website. Costs you $10 to get started. Then you pick a package. You can go from $9.95 a month for hosting. The type of hosting that we give is a cloud-based hosting. It's the cheapest you can get it is between $18 and $22 a month. Okay? We charge less than $10. You can pay yearly or you can pay for 3 years and never have to worry. You have your own website online. So if you don't have one, remember now, it is, oh boy.
Hey everyone, my name is.
We have not even talked to anybody. Tomorrow I send out emails. I was supposed to do it today, but I just didn't have time. Okay, 89 positions left out of the 100, and we barely even talked to anybody yet. So don't delay, get on it. And then after, here's the cool part. The minute we get our 100, the price goes up to $97. Now, as soon as we raise the price to $97, the revenue partners and the reseller partners will both be able to resell it. Like you can, if one of your people inside the club buys it, you get the $97. If you put it on your site and sell it outside the club, you get the $97. The hosting is a cost that we get. We can't share the revenue on that. But this package at $100, you're going to convert at about 50% of everybody you talk to is going to want this package if they don't already have a website. That means $97 profits for you guys over and over and over again. Why 100 first? Because I've done these kind of things before. 100 is an awesome number to make sure that anything that's not working in our system, anything that needs improvement, any staff we need to hire to keep this going smoothly will be done. So in the next 30 days, we're going to go from this basic pre-launch to being able to make you guys an additional $97 commissions anytime you introduce somebody to this website platform. Okay? Any questions before we end?
Alex has a question.
Who?
Alex,
But you need to put it so I can read it.
Alex, go. It's there. It's right there.
What? Okay. Okay. So Alex, no, we would never build somebody a custom website and not at least have control over the hosting. So now, also, you already have the Thrive system, Alex, plus a whole bunch extra because you got involved in my beta project for the viral blog system. Okay, so your product is way different, right? Okay.
Dale has a question.
Okay. When we're finished, right now, Dale, they pay $10 to sign up. Whoever does it, You know, we got some people involved just for $10 a month last time. We know that we needed to get some virtual assistant help, so it's a $10 setup fee. Then the hosting package. When the remaining 98 spots are filled, the $10 goes up to $97. So anybody who buys the package will pay a minimum of $97. And if it's somebody like yourself who brought that person, you'll make the $97. Does that answer your question? Good night, Eamon. Thanks, Bruce. Yes, we found we got a couple options for you there, but the live chat is, we found a real good one out there. I have some plugins I'll give you, but this other company has a kind of a better system, and you don't really need more than their free service. So we show you how to connect that live chat service. And then if you want all their bells and whistles, I forget what it is.
I already put the training in.
Yeah, the training's in the area where inside your website already you can go and
Learn how to make.
watch the training. Really, it will take you 10-15 minutes to figure out how to do it. And then, of course, if you still have any issues, hit us up on support. Thanks, Greg. All right. With the presentation I had that went wonky, I was going to try to be just over an hour, but we're approaching 2 again. And I certainly appreciate everybody for sticking with us. Of course, we're going to do more detailed stuff about the actual funnels, what to say and do. But like everything, we have to start somewhere, right? So I wanted to get the mindset done. I wanted people to understand how simple it is to make some pages. So go out there and do it. Make bad pages. Just do it. You know what I mean? And then after you get the bad ones out of the way, then the good ones will follow, right? Excellent, excellent. Okay, so last call for any new questions? Okay, so next week, we're going to continue with the funnel, but we're going to be talking about Facebook. Okay, it's the biggest social media on the block. Most of the people on this call already have the Facebook software that we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to show you a variety of ways to drive people to special fan page landing pages. Why am I suggesting to do that when I just told you about having your own platform? Well, sometimes when you do lots of sharing, it's really important to get them to the link that you make for it to be a Facebook link, because Facebook likes you to keep your traffic inside of Facebook. Then once you have them to those special pages, you can get that micro commitment and then ship them off to your blog, or capture their email right there so that you can keep sending them back to your website or blog, okay? All right, so I guess that's it for questions. As always, I appreciate you. I'm really excited to really get into this stuff and to show you how to use your website, and most importantly, to take the freebies that we have and to make pages inside your own website. Give away the capture page system and the headline creator and the swipe file chamber right on your website. capture the people, and then send them to the Instant Reseller Club to get access. And so I think very shortly we're going to have to start doing one extra webinar. And I don't know, now that we got Monday and Wednesday, I don't know if Friday's the natural thing to give me at least one day break in between. But lots and lots and lots of stuff to cover. So I think we're going to have one additional training per week. You guys can give me some feedback on that. All right. Okay, I seen that question, Greg. As that's fairly new to me too, I'm gonna have to see what training they actually have to learn that particular thing. It's hard to get training on a specific auto poster system because there's dozens of them, and the one I know best is, like I said before, Get Response, only because that's the one that I learned, right? Okay. Well, I think that's something that, you know, we'll have to tackle one-on-one. You'll have to tell me what you can't figure out about it, and maybe me and you can figure it out together. Okay? All right. Okay, everybody. Thanks again so much, and we will see you next time.